They have raised the best kid or version of their son that they could have possibly done. They just did a really great job, and he has positively impacted everyone's lives that he's come across, and they just did an amazing job on shaping who he was.
I think we would all just like thank them for just raising our best friend and just like sharing such an important part of them with us.
They really like raised the most free-spirited, coolest, most chill, just so like generous. Like they really raised a good person. And the thing about Mitchell, I think that like we also really love is that like he like was not like fake. He wasn't inauthentic. He was always just like himself, and he was just an amazing person.
Thanks. Thanks for having him. That's all I can really think about right now. Just thank you for letting him be in our lives and everything. And not always grounded him, having him ungrounded sometimes, but it was pretty tough when he was grounded and we couldn't hang out.
Mitchell was like always like a good guy. Like he was always like respectful, always fun. Like they did a really good job at just like raising like the right kid. And like Mitchell was just like to me at least, like Mitchell was like a definition of like a perfect best friend.
They did it right as far as raising a kid. You know, as a parent with young kids, you know, I often wonder, you know, am I doing a good job? Is my kid going to grow up to be a good kid? Is he going to grow up to be a good person? But they did it right. Whatever they did, they did it right. And they should really be proud.
I hope that they know that just he was a great soul. Like anyone who met him feels blessed to have met him on this earth. And I think that would just want them to know how much he impacted everyone that he met, and just everyone had a great look on Mitchell and was always happy to meet him and be around him. He was a great person.
He was just such an interesting and good kid. And I think that's a reflection of them. Like they should be proud of the influence he's had on his friends.
Mitch definitely left an impact on me, and I'm going to try and live that out the rest of my life in a way that he would approve of, because I think his approval and the type of things that he believed in, the type of man he was, is something that you shouldn't ignore. And I hope to look back on my life and say, wow, that's something that Mitch Brown would have been proud of, because he was an adventurous guy. Like Mitch knew how to live life, and that's something I think I should do a better job of. And I can honor Mitch's legacy by kind of living my own life in that way.
That kid was full of stories I don't even know about. He has so much experience under his belt for his 18 years, like more than I think I even have. And just that they're not alone. So many of us are still hurting by this, and we're never, ever going to forget him. He just has that personality that you'll never forget. Like one day I'll be telling my kids about Mitchell Brown, the kid who lived next to me.
Well, first of all, to the family, condolences from me, my family, to yours. Having a tragic loss like this is something very difficult to deal with. It will take time. It will always be there. But please understand and please know that even though Mitchell was at the middle school for 2 years, I'm here. Mitchell was a student of ours at the middle school and will always be a student from the middle school. So if there's anything that's ever needed, please do not hesitate and pick up the phone, shoot an email, anything that we could do to support your family now or in the future. We would be indebted to do that for you and your family.
They should be very, very proud of their son. I would like my son, when I have a son one day, to be just like Mitchell, be that nice person that, you know, anybody can be friends with, anybody can go to. He's just, he lights up a room when he walks in, because he's just got that spirit in him.
Mitchell was a great person. I think that his family did a great job raising him. His parents did a great job raising him. He was a very kind person.
They did a good job of raising a good kid. He was a good boy, and he touched my heart.
You did a great job in raising such a special person, and he Like meeting someone like that like really changed my life.
You guys had a beautiful son inside and out. He was an amazing person. He touched so many people.
They raised a really good kid, really great friend, a really great teammate, and above all else, just a great human. I mean, I really cherish the memories I have and like all the things we were able to do together and all the time we spent together.
I would say you raised the best son that you possibly could, and he was the best person that anyone could have known or associated with.
I thank you guys for, putting in, raising him, and, you raised a good kid, and he was in here, and he definitely had an effect on me. I mean, all the little experiences I had with him on a day-to-day basis, definitely hold that here.
I just want to tell his parents that he was a good human and they did a good job raising him, and I'm so sorry. I think it hit all of us really, really hard, and it's tragic, but he was such a good kid, one of the best.
You raised an awesome kid. He's one of the best individuals I've ever trained with or met with, and it really, really sucks, and sometimes it's just not fair. And this is one of those examples where it really, really sucks, because he was one of the good ones in here. He definitely did everything right.
Well, first I want to say I'm terribly sorry for your loss. I practically grew up with Mitchell since late elementary school, middle school, all the way throughout high school. And, it personally affected me to see him go like that. It makes me realize every moment should be cherished and every person should be cherished. And I really am sorry for your loss.
I'm very sorry. We lost a very good person. And that I think a lot of people really loved him.
You raised a great son. And you never deserve to lose him this way at all. And I'm so sorry that you did.
I'm sorry. I was really upset when I heard the news, and I am really grateful that I had the opportunity to not only meet him, but spend so much time with him, because Mitchell made the difference on that team, and he impressed me a lot with how much work he put into getting better all the time.
I've got a 12-year-old son who's a little blondie, and I would have been proud if he was my lad. We feel for everybody. We'd like to send obviously our condolences to the family and everybody, his friends and everyone who know him, everyone at the school. Must be a terrible loss, as it is for us. Although we only knew him for 4 years.
The way he interacted with adults, the way he behaved around his peers, the way that they respected him. My children are a little bit younger than Stu's. I've got a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old, both boys. And you just hope that when they're in that situation on their own, that's how they act. Absolutely. You proud to have known him. And thanks to them for bringing him onto the camp.
One thing is that he did a great job with Mitchell. In a time I met him, again, I never met someone that young that could interact with people at all ages and have a normal conversation, a very quick conversation, and be that comfortable that quick. He did a great job with him.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of people that earn a lot of respect from me. And that Mitchell earned a lot of respect. And, I kind of thought of him like my little brother. I miss having him around. And just want to say you guys raised a great kid. We really cherished the time that we had here with Mitchell. And I want to send my condolences.
Thanks for bringing him here, and he wasn't here very long, but he definitely made an impact. You know, I wasn't super close with him. I was just sort of like a casual training partner. And when people show up like him in the world, like, you just notice, you know. So it definitely was a gift.
Yeah, just like I would want to say, you know, thank you to his parents also for raising such a sweet and kind kid. You know, I feel like a lot of kids nowadays they're not like that. You know, and he was very, he was very different. He was very special.
Probably just say thank you for letting him play soccer, getting him to know everybody. He's definitely not anybody that we'll forget for a while, and I hope they're all doing well. I know it's probably one of the hardest things.
They raised a wonderful, beautiful, amazing son, and they should have no regrets about him, and that he was just an amazing kid, that everything he did in life was, you know, something he wanted to do. He never second guessed anything, and that, you know, even though we're all really sad about it right now, that he would love for us to just kind of live the rest of our lives to its fullest potential, like he would have. And it's all I can say about Mitchell is he lived life to his complete fullest, and he would want us to do the same.
Knowing Mitchell, they raised him really well. Like, it just shows what kind of people they are, that they can raise such a good person and be there for him and treat him the way they did. And I think that Mitchell lived a good life, and he can thank them for that, because they are the most important people that play a role in that.
I would also thank them for everything they did, because they definitely raised a great person, great human, and the impact he had on all of our lives was something that I honestly don't think anybody could ever repay to them, and it's all thanks to them.
There aren't enough words to do it any justice, but he was just loved by everyone, Everyone had a place in their heart for him. Nobody could say a single bad word. No one could. He was the best, he really was.
He was a kid that was able to put a smile on anyone's face. And I'm so sad that he's not going to have the chance to be, you know, to further be such a shining star in this life, because truly anybody's life that he touched was better for it.
He was loved by our program, you know, myself and all the players, and he'll be missed by everyone involved, you know, all the guys there. And if there's anything any of us can do, then we're here in any way.
We loved Mitch. All of us loved Mitch, and we really, really miss him.
Yeah, man, I loved Mitch. He was a great kid, and I definitely miss him a lot. And to his family, I wish you guys all the best. You're in our prayers, and if you guys need anything, you can let anyone know on the soccer team or myself or my family, and we'll be glad to help you out.
You raised an amazing young man who was very kind and just a good soul.
What a fine job you did raising him. He was awesome.
I would share with the Brown family how appreciative we are as a school family for them sharing him with us, certainly for the 4 years here at Susquehannock, but also for the impact that he had on previous grades and buildings. Our heart certainly has gone out to you and continues to go out to you for your enormous loss. He certainly was someone who touched the lives of so many, and in fact, everyone that he had an encounter with. Such a positive guy, such a warm presence to have around, and certainly I can hardly imagine the loss, but certainly hope that you take time to celebrate the years that you had with him, because what an incredible guy, what a amazing blessing that we all had to be able to share life with someone as spectacular and wonderful as Mitchell was. And certainly our hearts go out to you and continue to go out to you. And thanks again for sharing him with us and with our students.
Just know that he was an amazing person, and he touched all of us. And then that smile, that happiness, that easy-go-lucky, come on, Miss Shoemaker, like, he just was an overall amazing kid, and he'll never be forgotten.
I would say that they did an incredible job raising him, and that I hope that everything that they see in this whole documentary shows them how likable and how much of a genuine guy he was, and that although his time here was short, it was so memorable to so many people.
The opportunity to coach Mitchell, the opportunity to know Mitchell, the opportunity to be part of Mitchell's life for a couple of years was a privilege. It was a pleasure to know that he was part of Jason's life, and we would see Mitchell as a multifaceted person, whether he had a soccer ball at his foot or he rode by our house on a skateboard, just kicking it around, being the athlete, the artist, the friend. So I just say it was a wonderful privilege to have known and to have coached Mitchell.
The young man that we knew here at Susky would make them the most proud. As a parent myself, Mitchell is someone who embodied the characteristics that I hope others have, that I try to impart in my own child. Sweet, kind, respectful, knowledgeable, intelligent, passionate. Those things were never unnoticed by his classmates, by his teachers, by anyone that knew him. And I think I would just want to share with them that we have our deepest sympathies for his family, but he was loved and admired, and that would never change.
That Mitchell just had such a positive impact on everyone around him, and it's just unfair that he was taken away like that. He had such a bright future ahead of him.
I just want to encourage you that, Mitchell's a great young man, and I think he's touched so many lives, and I think this video is going to show that. He lived a great life, and I think that, from my perspective, he's a kid that he took advantage of his 18 years of life. And I think that's something to be so happy about, and that, he touched a lot of lives, and he put a lot of smiles on people's faces.
He definitely changed my life. Just being around him and being with him and being his friend for even such a shorter time than others, it definitely has changed my life. And you're very lucky to have had a person like that in your life. And I always give my condolences. And you guys I love the Brown family. You guys are amazing. And I love your dog as well.